Hey guys, welcome to Just Another WoW Show. My name's Eric, and I have with me Trevor.
That's not my name. Okay, that is my name. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the show, our second installment, episode, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, it is, and we are glad to be doing this, and we're still trying to work out some of our bugs, but we're doing it with you guys here so we can take your input as we're going through all this. Now, we are accepting emails and comments to our videos on YouTube. You can email us at justanotherwowshow@gmail.com. And you can check us out on Twitch, which we will be having up next weekend, not this weekend. We'll be having it up next weekend, and that's at...
It's_Jaws, JAWS.
There you go. Now...
Twitch.tv.
We've been taking some... we've been looking into some of the things that are going on lately, and also taking questions from some of our guildies and friends and stuff that want to... is that awkward? Is this awkward?
Now is it awkward?
I think so.
No, I don't care.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so I got a question from one of my guildies that I thought was actually pretty interesting.
Let's hear it.
So, why not make some currencies account-wide? For example, Justice, Honor, and Champion Seals. Now, do you want to go ahead and try and answer that first, or do you want me to...
Go ahead, because I have something to say about it, but go ahead.
So, what I had talked to him about was Justice and Honor. I can't see that going account-wide. And I understand his point because he has like 10 tunes that are all level like 10 to 50 that he has like 500 Honor or Justice on that he can't do anything with. So I understand why he would want it to be account-wide, to use that kind of stuff. But with the new changes that they're going to be going through with, they're going to be removing Conquest or Valor, or however they're going to be doing that.
Right, simplifying it all.
Yeah, we just know that there's going to be changes to that. So I can't go with the making that account-wide currently, because I want to see what they do with that. But Champion Seals and like Marks of the World Tree and stuff from previous expansions, I could completely get behind those being account-wide, because in all honesty, you don't want to go farm that kind of stuff up again. I mean, I have like 80 Champion Seals. I just need like 10 more, and I can go buy something worth something from them. But I have naturally collected 10 on my alts, which would be nice to then have those be usable on my main.
Like the iron paw tokens, the stuff for cooking. I think that you're right. Honor and Justice, and well, like you said, I think they're removing Valor and Conquest, kind of going with a easier currency for everything. But I think that having Justice and Valor being account wide is stupid. I mean, for me, I just hit another character to 90. And I saved up a bunch of Honor, and then I boosted the guy as my hunter. And I had almost capped my Honor. Now, if I had that capped, and then I could use more Honor from another guy, as soon as I got to 90, I could be, better than anybody. And jumping in, I wouldn't have to go through the gear upgrading. It would kind of cut out a whole aspect of the game that is very important. But as far as like all those small ones, like the Dark Moon Fair tickets, like those things, excuse me, I'm tired. The Dark Moon Fair, there's a lot of stuff that I want to get, but I don't want to go through the grind on 4 different characters to get, the cool little replica transmog gear, the cool, all the cool little the mounts or whatever they got. I don't really care to do all and put that much time, into all that. But like say on my main, I'm playing with him a lot. And I turn around, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Now I want to play my hunter a lot, but I don't have all the tickets and stuff. They're all on my warrior, and now I don't want to do it all again. I could say, okay, well, yeah, let me use some of that.
Yeah, and
that's what I would do with them.
That's exactly where this question kind of came from, because we were talking about Champion Seals specifically because there's a silver warhorse for Paladins. And I'm like, man, I really want that.
It's not fair.
I don't know if it's specific to class. I don't remember. I've always just played the Paladin.
All the cool shit.
Oh yeah, you can't have our tier 2. Tier 2's ours.
Kiss my ass.
So the actually, you guys are getting something pretty cool that I wish I had.
What's that?
The ability to have another DPS spec.
Ha! That was my next point. Good segue. Good segue. I appreciate that. My next point, it wasn't. It's not really a question. It's more of a topic that's going around a lot lately. Is I heard it actually again on the WoW Insiders podcast, of people saying, you know, how is this going to work with a new, basically a new warrior DPS spec. If you guys don't know, warriors and their level 100 talents are getting a talent called, I think it's Extreme Measures, and it basically lets us DPS with a sword and board. Basically takes defensive stance and gets rid of it and makes it, I think they're calling it gladiator stance, and it's virtually a full DPS spec, but you know, just kind of beating the crap out of people with shields.
So it takes away the threat generating and the
right.
Okay.
It's basically there's a glyph out now, Subtle Defender, I think, for warriors, and it allows you to not generate any threat while in defensive stance, but you still get all the benefits of damage reduction. I use it when I raid. If I have to switch and do defensive cooldowns, I have macros and stuff, so it pops it on, and I don't pull aggro. I lose all my rage, but I don't pull aggro. But it's virtually the same thing, except it's actually going to be a full-blown DPS spec. A lot of other tank classes are kind of up in arms, namely paladins, because they kind of want it. But I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm excited. Actually, right now, a few days ago, we just started to do some more LFR, which is just absolutely painful, and I started tanking again. And one of our friends said my DPS was just skyrocketing. I was like top 4 on one of the fights, which, I mean, I think it depends on the fight, you know, a lot of AoE, but I was actually excited with the amount of damage I was doing as a tank. So I'm actually going to just go full-blown tank, and then come the next expansion, I think I might DPS as a tank. How cool is that?
Yeah. The reason that I'm jealous of it is simply because all the other tank classes have 2, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but every other tank class has 2 DPS specs. Monk is the only one I'm questioning right now.
Well, what about Pallies? Pallies can't really.
We have 1 DPS spec.
No, you're right. Monks only have 1 because their other one's a healer.
I've never played a monk, so I have zero information on that.
Yeah, I don't, they cheat.
Yeah, that karma thing yesterday in PvP.
Yeah.
The crap is that? Karma, any damage you do to them, they can then turn around and do it to you. So if someone's popping cooldowns on you?
No, it's like it's like what's that fight? Man, in
Devouring Souls in
the Reliquary of Souls.
Reliquary of Souls,
yeah.
yes.
That like any damage you do, it gets. I think it's a percentage back. I don't think it's like every bit you do. But if a monk pops it on you while you're just going full burst, it basically you have to stop and be like, all right, I'm gonna just go over here and wait till that goes away. If you don't, you kill yourself.
Yeah, yeah. That was quite irritating yesterday. But going back, yes, so monks and, I mean, that's technically a DPS class itself. A healer pops that on you, they'll kill themselves. Anyway, so paladins, the reason that it bugs me is that we only have 1 valid DPS spec, to where DKs, warriors, druids, they all have 2, and now warriors are getting a 3rd DPS spec. Now, I understand...
But warriors can't heal.
Right. Neither can DKs.
Bullshit, DKs can't heal my ass. When did this happen? What? Every DK I fight, I'm like, you're going to die. And then, bam, full health. Like, thanks, conversion. And then they'll run that. Okay, I'm just not going to kill this DK. This DK's got, like, freaking 9 lives. Piss me off. They cheat, too.
Yeah.
Freaking cheaters. Hacks, I call it.
So the whole thing is that paladins, we don't have a second DPS spec. Now, if you guys want to give us Shockadins, if you want to like allow us, if you guys want to give us Shockadins, then Heck yes, make me like split up my healing talent tree.
I'd like to see that, actually.
I have been dying for that since
like to.
vanilla, dude. So when I first started WoW, I picked a holy paladin because I was coming from D&D, didn't know what a retribution paladin was, didn't know. I mean, I understood what the concept of a protection paladin was, but I didn't know what to do with. I am not comfortable. I am just itching all over the place. I leveled as holy because in my mind, a holy paladin was the only real kind of paladin. And I was trying to kill stuff like that when I was leveling. I got up to level 40 in, like, what, 6 months that we played at first?
God, it took a long time.
And then I discovered protection and discovered, oh, I can live through all these attacks. I don't have to spend so much time healing myself for these long, long fights. So I've been, like, going for the Shockedin for so long. And every time new patches come out, I'm trying to always theory craft it. Like, when they changed that glyph, Word of Glory went from... what did it turn to?
Turned into one of your level 100 talents, didn't it?
No. Word of Glory turned into... What did that glyph turn it into? Pain of Glory or something...
Never played Paladin, dude.
harsh words or something? I don't know. Anyways, it turned into an offensive ability to where you could heal or cast it on an enemy and hurt them.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I was trying that out, and I was stacking intellect, or I was stacking strength, and I was stacking crit and mastery, and like trying all these different ways to make that ability worth it, because then you would have as a ranged DPS, you would have your ability to you would have your combo generator for your holy power. You'd be able to get that up to 3 stacks. And the problem with holy is that they currently didn't have anything to spend that on an offensive way to do damage. Then they came out with Harsh Word. I'm pretty sure it's Harsh Word. They came out with Harsh Word that then uses those holy power to do damage. So once that became available, I had Holy Shock, Denounce, Judgment, and Harsh Word. So I had my 4 spells, which in my mind, that's a full rotation right there. Managing my holy power, and using those other 3 spells, and then switching my seals to do different things, to the Seal of Truth to put a dot on them so that it would start bringing stuff down. Now, I didn't know... I've been trying, and I really thought that this last expansion was going to be when Shockedins came out, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I'm really hoping that this next expansion, they offer the ability for Paladins to either have a ranged DPS class, which I think would be very hard with the fact that we're plate wearers, and we'd be the only plate wearers with a range.
Well, I'm not. You have DKs are. I would technically consider them a range. I mean, they can put stuff on you outside of melee range. They've got some stuff they could do.
Right, but can they sit back and just destroy you?
No, but rogues can.
Well, that's a whole nother broken mechanic. That's just ridiculous. But I know that would have to be a big struggle for them, trying to get them to adjust damage for range. And I think that's been probably one of the biggest deterrents in why they can't increase the damage that a paladin can do. Now, I think if they removed... With the way that they're reducing all the abilities in this next expansion, I believe what they can do is, since they're taking away a lot of the instant healing abilities of paladins, what I believe they can do is, since now healing is a dedicated thing, like you don't just have one giant heal that puts you to full.
Right.
It's going to take you a while and a lot of spells and a lot of mana to get yourself up to full, but damage will be reduced.
Right.
I think with that concept, plus the fact that we're doing, if we get Holy Shock in there, Denounce, Judgment, and then one other ability, one other ranged attack like Harsh Word or something else. Not exactly sure, but if they can add that 4th or 5th attacking ability, because then we have Hammer of Wrath during execution phases, below 20%.
That's range,
we have
right.
that. If we can add one more in there and then add an AoE, like if Holy Paladins can get Consecrate, that you can cast at a range, that allows us then to have AoE damage. And I really think it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from paladins having Shockadins, which would completely satisfy me.
Right, and that's, I mean, that also brings me to my next point is, I've noticed it on a few classes where they're taking some talents and making it game changing for the way you play the class. And some classes already have it implemented, like forever Warlocks have been the other pet class, and they had in Miss Pandaria the talent, the Grimoire of Sacrifice, where you basically get rid of your pet and you get to do more damage. Now, if you hunters don't know, coming up in Warlords Draenor, once you're 100, there's a talent coming out. I think it's With or Without You, and it's a game changing talent.
Without you.
It's basically if you don't have your pet out as a marksman or survival hunter, then you do like 30% more damage. It's basically that Grimoire Sacrifice. You don't need it. You don't need your pet, which is cool for raiding. I mean, your pet's just there. They just kind of hit them a little bit. It's not really. They're not giving you much buffs. You don't get the cool spirit pets. You don't get the heals from. There's certain buffs you get for the raid, but there's certain times you just don't need your pet. He's just gonna claw at the boss anyways.
Mm-hmm. Or
but
full ads.
And like with the with the warrior talents, it's actually it's game changing. The extreme measures. It's something that changes a lot. And I actually had a question from somebody that I was just getting on and doing some arenas with, and he had asked me. What class ability, if you could pick one, realistic, what would you make your character able to do? Like your spec, or what was the one thing I know you want Shockadins, Me, I want, and this is recent. I want to be able to take my shield, Captain America style, and throw it. All right, so warriors have that ability, heroic throw and shattering throw, and we can throw, right?
Are you talking about Avenger Shield from Paladins?
Yeah, okay. Paladins get every cool thing that we get, but no, I'm taking it one step further, okay? I'm saying, all right, picture this, and this could kind of go with, I guess you glyph it or talent. I would probably be like a glyph, but I want my heroic leap to be on target. So if I tank, I want to be able to say, "Hey, boss, I'm going to pull you," or "Hey, ad," instead of a charge. Just another way, kind of like the old intercept. You had like 2 charges. Really, it's just simplified. But I want to be able to target that person, throw my shield at him, and then leap through the air and jump on him and retrieve my shield. How cool would that be?
That would be a really cool visual.
I just think that'd be amazing.
You know what? The heroic leaping to target rather than where you're clicking, I think that's actually something that they should glyph, and it should be a minor glyph, because paladins have an ability right now to consecrate where you're standing,
mm-hmm.
or to glyph it and be able to cast it within 25 yards of where you want it to be.
Right. And I think that's because they have a lot of problems with the heroic leap mechanic. If it's supposed to be anywhere, I think 20, 25 yards, somewhere around there, and you're supposed to just target where you want to go. I mean, within reason, there can't be like a gap. You can't jump over like a canyon or a ravine, but if you're running slightly uphill, you can heroic leap 5 yards in front of you, and that's it. Now, and then there's a minimum range too, so you can't just like leap right where you are. I think you should be able to just jump in place and do just as much damage. I mean, you're just leaping, If I leap,
just imagine your guy like, I said I wanted to hit you.
Right. I mean, because people use it as part of a rotation, and on bosses with small hitboxes, you can't really leap that far to do the same damage. You got to kind of position yourself so you can leap and still be behind the boss, or whatever mechanics you want to fill. That's why I think if you're able to target it, and this is big for PvE. PvP, a lot of people might want to leave it just as a, targeted. I want to jump right there, because In PvP, I use it as like I'm jumping away and charging your ass back for an extra stun, or to get more rage.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, whatever I have to do, or to just get the hell out of there. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Get away from their cooldowns.
Yeah, I think that to be able to get it on target would be something that's awesome. You know, and I think that would kind of satisfy half of the outcry from the Warrior community. Let me know what you guys think, Warriors. I just spitballing here. You could hate it. I don't really care. That's kind of what I want.
That's actually a really good question. Now, go ahead and email this to us at justanotherwowshow@gmail.com. Go ahead and email us. What ability would you change that is a groundbreaking ability for your class? Mine would be adjusting Holy Paladins to deal more damage so that you could have your Shakaden. And then we could do it the same way that Warriors have it, to where it removes the threat generation. So we could have where you take this glyph, it increases your damage, but removes the healing effects on Holy Shock and Word of Glory, to where it actually removes the healing ability. You can still heal with some of your spells and stuff, or like it'll increase the percentage it costs to use Divine Light by like 400%.
Make it realistic. I don't want to hear like how you want your rogue to be able to fucking spinning flying kick and whatever. I don't. Make it realistic. I mean, nothing,
give and take.
Yeah. You gotta sacrifice something. I can't all just be stupid overpowered. I don't want.
Number one rule in alchemy.
Yeah, okay. I don't get it.
No,
I'm not a.
Everything comes with a price.
Yeah.
You can't make nothing from. Or you can't make something from nothing.
Unless you're God.
No, you've never watched Full Metal Alchemist?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Hey, the nerds that are watching this, the special nerds that are watching this, because we're all WoW nerds. So, Full Metal Alchemist is a great anime. Check it out. It's really cool.
Watch it for me. Yeah.
But yeah,
Let
go
me know
ahead.
how it goes.
Go ahead and email us at justanotherwowshow@gmail.com, or comment on this video with your idea of what you would like to change about your class to provide a new feature, a new way to play your class. For rogues, my suggestion would probably be tanking. A way for you to tank and you'd have to sacrifice some of your DPS, maybe sacrifice your vanishing. You can no longer go into stealth. Something to think about.
Sure. Oh, cool.
And Trevor, your thing. You want to summarize your deal?
Yeah, no, you get it. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Okay.
I do have one last topic. I have one last thing to talk about.
Is it PvP Battlegrounds?
No, but I do want to talk about. Oh man, now you just,
that's on my list.
You've gone and done.
That's on my. Go
up.
ahead. What's yours? What's your last one?
I just wanted to tell everybody, get. I just read it actually not friggin' 20-30 minutes ago. Challenge modes, get those done before patch 6.0, because as soon as that comes out, that gear's gone forever. They have no plans. I think it was Halinka or Watcher Dev, one of those guys on Twitter, said that once these challenge modes go away, you're not going to get that gear again. If you previously had it and ended up selling it, you'll be able to buy it, but only if you previously had it. So do your challenge modes, get them done now, and then you'll be good for future.
We need to get on that.
Yeah, we still haven't done it, man. We got bronze in one of them.
Okay, so wait, we're in April now, and the earliest that the game could come out, that 6.0 could come out,
we got time.
Is September. So we got
time.
5 months minimum, 20 weeks.
We got time.
Yeah, we got plenty. We got plenty of time, but yeah, let's get on that. So a subject that my next topic that I wanted to bring up, we're gonna segue into PvP here, but first I want to talk about a feature that one of my friends and I are really interested in. We do a lot of soloing of old content. Now, with the new flex system that we have, the ability to change the difficulty of a mob based on the health and how many people, based on the amount of people that we have in a group, can be implemented into flexing anything. Now, with that feature in mind, you and I can currently go and destroy Ice Crown by ourselves.
Oh yeah, easily.
We can go through that. You and I can go through Cataclysm raids and struggle.
Depends on which one, but
Yeah. Now, we can go through Molten Core, and I have a video on my YouTube channel where I destroyed Molten Core in 10 minutes or something like that. It was like 11 minutes. I went through the whole thing, killed everything. I love that raid, but I want it to be challenging, and I want it to have a purpose. Like, I want there to be something for me to do. Now, I don't want gear. Don't let me upgrade my item level from going back to level 60 content. I don't want that, because then it just becomes a viable way for endgame raiders to go through and exploit old content with new class mechanics. And that's not something that we want Blizzard to have to deal with. We don't want them to spend their time up dealing with old content that they haven't touched in years because they're getting gear from it. We don't want that. Well, what I think is actually plausible, give me a bounty bag, a bountiful bag that has a chance of dropping pets, gold, potions for relevant content, much like when you queue up for like your 5-man dungeon, and if you're the tank right then and there, or if you're a healer and they're low on healers in the queue, you get the bountiful bag, and it's just a bonus on top of that. So bring it to the point where we can go flex and we can go do Molten Core, and it's going to be challenging. It's not something I'm going to be able to do in 10 minutes. It may take me a half hour to an hour with my friend to do, but it's something him and I can balance. Just like scenarios, how you don't have to have a healer, but it's nice.
Right.
So we go through that content to where they just increase the health of it, and make the damage manageable for 2 DPS class to go through. And either give me just flat out gold. Make it a way for me to farm up gold. Make it a way for me to maybe get the Baron mount, because it's like a 1% chance out of those bags. Something along those lines. What are your thoughts?
I think it'd be really cool to take. So you got challenge mode dungeons right now, like I just said. You know, you get a pretty cool looking transmog set depending on your class. Some of them look stupid. Some of them are freaking awesome, like the Warlock one. Now, currently, I think it's tier 3. The only way to get that tier for each class is to buy it in the black market auction house. And I think if they maybe did a recolor or brought something like that back and made it challenge modes for old raids, I'm not sure what is there, four old raids you can do right now from vanilla, and 5 or 6 from BC. Yeah, so somewhere around there. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, but you could put just like the challenge modes are now. If you get gold for, say you defeat the raid with like a 5-man group, or whatever, and you do it in a certain amount of time. Because a lot of people, like you said, you could do Molten Core in 11 minutes. There's people that try to beat that. They speed run it. Mm-hmm. I tried to speed run old dungeons, see how fast I could do it. It's amazing. But if you can implement a challenge mode, something like that for old raids, that would make me want to go back, especially if I go in and I get my tier set for that tier, the Wrath set or the Might set, and I have those. So there's no reason for me to go back, but I still like that content. The only reason I go back now is to try to get like legendaries, or that random like offset piece of plate, or whatever class I'm on. But if I had a purpose, like, okay, hey, let's get 5 of us. This is going to be challenging, and let's go try to get our old school tier 3 that costs 10,000 gold apiece. I mean, for me, the only time I ever get 10,000 gold is never. So I mean, when
I lend it to you, so you can buy a specific item.
Yeah, and it's mostly like, okay, I need to buy gems. I spent 400 gold on reforging. Can't wait for that to go away. But
Me too.
I think that for the more casual people who don't have hours upon hours put in for gold, still have that ability to say, hey, I'm a good player and I have friends, give me the opportunity to put in the time of actually playing and doing something rather than, sitting in an auction house somewhere not playing the game. I want to go beat crap up and still get benefits and rewards.
You know what just kind of crossed my mind right now? Are you familiar with the raid finding tool in WoW? Not the raid finder,
Right, yes.
but the raid browser.
Right, you can go list your name and say,
Yeah.
hey, I want to do this. I'm this.
Do they
good.
have challenge mode in there? Can you queue up in there for challenge mode?
Oh, that's a good point. We're going to try that today.
Yeah.
We're going to try that this afternoon, and we will let you guys know. Well, look at that. We're asking you guys questions. If you guys know that, and if we don't have a chance to get to it, or if you guys see this before, just comment on it or shoot us an email. We'll check it right away, and we'll be able to see. I mean, that's a good point. I want to know. I'm going to go take a few.
Because I just recently found that tool useful when I was trying to get my legendary cape, and I was
use it
queuing up
every
for
week.
Celestials.
I use it every week.
Now I do. Now that I know it actually works, but I just remember it from back in the day when you'd queue up and post in there, and someone's like, "Oh, I have an item level 320, and I'm trying to do, or I have 378, 14 out of 14 Dragon Soul."
Right, yeah. People kind of toot your own horn. I
Yeah.
have the achievement.
Yeah, exactly. I have the achievement. Can I come with? I remember back then when people just didn't give a crap about that. They never even bothered to put that together. Like, I actually miss in Wrath of the Lich King. You know what? Oh, the weekly quest, or was it daily? The weekly raid quest,
It was
where they
week-
said
weekly raid.
weekly raid quest, where they were like, "Hey, go kill this boss," and you would go pug the group to go do it. And it would be early on in the raid. It wouldn't be too far into it, but it would get
remember
groups
doing
together to
Nax
go
that
do
way.
it. What?
I remember doing next that way.
Yeah, I remember doing Nax and then Malagos, the Eye of the Storm, or Eye of the Storm.
I kind of stopped drunken next night, Friday nights. Our whole guild would just get shmammered, make it a patchwork, and then quit.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone dies in the ooze, or anyone dies from the stream of the Frogger thing where you had to run through the oozes.
Right. I think that we had a drink word. It was wipe. And,
Dude.
the more if you said it, you had to drink, and the more you drank, the more you wiped, and the more you wiped, the more you said it. Oh man,
The more you had
times.
to get up and go pee.
We're bringing that back.
I'm down. We just don't have our guild's kind of on recess right now.
We could bring some beers in and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, actually, if you
Play
guys
with
want to
us.
go ahead and raid with us or PvP with us, just send us an email at justanotherwowshow@gmail.com. Send us your
real ID
real ID. Yeah, send us your
or
Blizz real
character
ID.
name in realm. And,
Yeah.
whatever.
We'll add you to friends, and when we see you on, we'll invite you to go do something. Whatever you end up wanting to do, we'll follow. Now,
PvP. What was this
PV
about?
yeah.
I'm interested.
yeah.
Let's talk.
So PvP, this is something that Trevor and I have. I think we were onto something here. The different kinds of battlegrounds that they could create in World of Warcraft. Now,
I love this. Keep going.
he gets so excited about this subject. So the different ideas that we've had, the basic ones, the ones that you'll hear probably the most, in any kind of massive player base, there's always that team deathmatch. We don't really have that, and you see that a lot where they're just trying to farm honor kills. There's a lot of BGs where, as soon as they notice that they are overgeared or they're kicking the butt out of the other team, they will just camp the graveyard and just collect those honor kills. I think they need to issue something where it has a point system. And I mean, deaths come quick in that game if you're not paying attention.
Oh yeah.
So I don't see a reason for them to have a 7,500 cap where not 7,500 kills, but 7,500 points. And per
so
kill-
many points per kill.
Yeah, per kill is 100 points or whatever. And it's literally an honor battleground. It's for every kill, your character ups itself in honor. And they could even do something interesting with it. They could even make it to where if someone dies more than 10 times, you get reduced honor from them, to the point where it goes 0 to 0.
Or if you die, if your team's getting whooped on, you're getting a buff. You know what I mean? Because there's you get. I've seen it a lot, and actually, I've been seeing it more and more. Where I'll go in on my hunter, and I mean I'm under geared. I just hit 90. I've got a few pieces, nothing special, and I go and do the battleground, and the horde is just like so over. I mean, even on my on my warrior, dude, I go in, we smash the alliance. It just seems like they're not even close enough in gear, and we'll camp the crap out of them, and it becomes no fun, especially for that team. They end up giving up, and then for me, it's no fun. I want a challenge. I like to play. I want somebody that's equally matched and geared, and so to have a death match where you die so many times and you don't give up. You're like, all right, now watch this. Now I'm on your level because I got, you know what I'm saying? Then it gets more and more interesting as it goes on.
Ding. Do you remember that dude?
No.
Oh, okay. In I think it was Zolaman or Zolgrub. There's that boss that every time he killed one of your guys,
he levels up.
Up.
That guy drops him out.
Yeah. And then every time he killed you and he leveled, he'd be all, ding.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. He can still
that concept in PvP. If you start getting killed ridiculous amount of times,
you level up.
You level up.
So you go like raid boss style.
I don't know if we'd go that far, but like
how cool would that be?
But if you're getting you get that buff until you kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
So that it creates that.
Like a Avenger kind of.
Like in Call of Duty, when you die so many times, you get those death perks.
And then you get, like Battlefield, you get a comeback bonus.
Mm-hmm.
If you die so many times, you come back and you kill a guy, you get an extra like 100 points because you actually killed somebody, and you don't suck as bad as they thought. Yeah,
exactly. And then once you've killed them, you then lose all of your death perks, and you then start as a normal player. So if they do something as simple as for every time you die, we'll say starting at 3 deaths. If you've died 3 times, you get a 20% increase to damage and damage reduction. At 5, you get 50% or 40%, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you kill somebody, it goes back down to 0.
Yeah.
That'd be a great mechanic to add into PvP that would get people who are not great at PvP, it would get them moving in it and all that stuff. Because if you're getting into PvP now, and you're just buying Warlords of Draenor, and this is your first level 90 character ever, and this is your first time playing the game, it's going to be rough.
You're not going to want to do it, to be honest. I mean, if I just came in on my fresh 90 and, like, I'm already like, dude, I don't want to do this. I want to, but I don't, because it's just getting there is just difficult. I know once I'm there, I'm going to be like, kiss my ass. I'm going to just start destroying dudes. But
well, you came in, you boosted, we'll explain this. You boosted a hunter from 66?
Yeah, it was 66.
66 to 90.
Right.
So those 24 levels,
mm-hmm.
all the spells that you would have gained in those 24 levels, you're now having to learn now.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's only a handful. But you still have to, just like any other class, you got to learn it and know when to do it, and But especially like you said, if you're fresh and you're brand new and you're just 90, it's overwhelming. Not only just the spells, but the fact that everybody else is going to be just wailing on you because they, if I meet you in a battleground and I realize you're a fresh 90, I'm going to just destroy you. You're not going to have a chance. And it's not fair. Literally to the point where I could global you.
Yeah.
You have no defenses. You don't know what to do. And then it's just going to demoralize you.
Yep.
Which I think they should somehow... this is part of my dream with PvP is there needs to be a way where they can kind of separate the super geared and super experienced from the super fresh. And because I know it's turned a lot of people off. Guys don't want to go into a battle, even if they're geared, PvE players that are like heroic, Warforged, Mac Daddy. If they don't PvP and they come in, you'll still get rolled over by a PvP player. And I think that's going to change coming up because the PvP gear, I think, is going away.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not, they're not going to be at a bigger advantage by being more PvP geared, which is good. But I think there should be like there is with Arena. There's like brackets. You know, you at the better you get at it, you play better players.
Mm-hmm.
If you just suck, you're just going to continue to play with sucky players, which is great. And I think that should be somehow, I'm not sure how they would do it, but somehow implemented with Battlegrounds.
I think the simple way of doing that is just when you queue up, it would take your item level. If you're above this item level, you go into this group. If you're below this item level, you go into this group. And if they just divide it into two, so like if they say if you have current PvP gear,
like the current honor gear,
if you have that, then you go up. If you have below that, you go down. Like I think that would be the easiest way to do that. But also, kind of thinking back on to our death streak. I don't know what else to call it. Your death streak bonuses from PvP. They currently already do that in PvE. You have
determination.
Yeah, determination.
That's only in LFR though.
Right, but in LFR, when you're grouping with random people, what do you do in a random battleground?
That's
you group
true.
with random people. But you would have the ability to get that 10% increase after a wipe. Now, I granted, I think that it should be every 3, 5, 7. I think Call of Duty has a good model of that, and I have never played Battlefield. They may have a similar model.
Not really.
But I think giving you the ability to try, like everybody else is, and you may have just run into a really powerful guy, and he just destroyed you. It gives you those 3 chances to try, and then you get that on your third death, you get that bonus. You then take that bonus, try and go kill somebody. If you do, then you lose that bonus immediately. That then just drops off your character as soon as you get a killing blow on a guy.
I could see this system being slightly exploited.
How?
All right, so
Oh.
I could just sandbag you till I'll let you kill me forever. Because I mean, for me, I don't really care about how many times I die. You know, doesn't matter. And I could get like buffs, like get that buff like crazy, and be that guy that just goes in and gets him down to like 10%, and then just bounces out, and then lets somebody else kill him. So I'm just the guy that just hoses him down a little bit, and lets everybody else, you know, sweep away the water. Catch what you get?
Yeah,
you know?
I get that as well.
I mean,
I'm
I
also
could-
thinking like if the other team ends up getting the flag
Mm-hmm.
and they're holding on to it, and you go die 7 times, go get the 40% increase, then go destroy.
Well, I mean, and that brings me to another point is I would like to see like a deathmatch style in Battlegrounds, not just like as an extra part, but as a deathmatch. Like, for instance, if you take certain maps, like everybody knows Warsong Gulch is the one that turns into the deathmatch, or Altric Valley. If you know, it turns into, all right, yeah, we're just going to backcap, it turns into deathmatch. Why not take these maps and implement different gameplay styles, like do a deathmatch or a King of the Hill style, or
Can you imagine capture the flag in Altric Valley?
oh, how cool would that be though? But like being
Dude.
able to mount up with the flag,
Yes. Yeah, you would have to. That is too huge.
and being able to like rocket boot and stuff. Oh, man, how freaking cool would that be?
That
I
would
think
be
that'd be
awesome.
awesome.
Hiding in the caves, the flag.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that'd
Oh,
be
way
so
down in there,
annoying.
Get lost in the cave. But I just think it'd be cool to mix it up like that, or do like you know, even in you could do it in Warsong Gulch too. Do like the 3 nodes. You could put, you know, like, or 4. Do those little huts, you know, and then make your graveyard, one graveyard way the heck back in your base. You know what I mean? And then you got to go out and you got to go get your huts, you know, and you got to be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be really cool to mix it up. I've always wanted to see 2 types of gameplay styles in WoW, and that's the deathmatch and a King of the Hill. And I think a King of the Hill map would be so much fun. 1 node at the top of a hill, you know, like the lumber mill in Arathi Basin, and you know, everybody loves knockbacks.
Yeah.
People hate getting knocked off, but I love it. I get knocked off, I giggle. You know, I'm like, oh man. Sometimes I'll leap back on, or on my hunter I disengage back, or you know what I'm saying. Like you can blink with a whatever, or you can goblin glider. You know, there's all sorts of cool stuff you could do, but it adds a certain amount of fun to the game, and where if say there's the one node, well, you got to get up there and get as many people as you can up there and kill the opposite faction and try to remain on your hill. And the longer you remain on there, it'll tick like a debuff. And once it gets to a certain point, it does like a thunder strike where it knocks everybody off the hill. And then once everybody gets off the hill, the first one to get their team back up there and to get it back kind of resets the fight. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How awesome would that be?
That
Blizzard,
would be so
if
much
you
fun.
do this, you got to give me a little bit of credit because I think it's my idea, right?
Just send in a pat, just a pat on the back. That's all we need.
No, I want something. I don't want money,
dude. Oh.
I just
make the god that thunder strikes everybody off. Name him Troxagar.
Oh, dude. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
I'd be pretty
like
damn
the
jealous.
debuff, like the like a thunder. Oh, all right, you did it. That made my day.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
I'm forever immortalized in a video game.
That'd be kind of cool.
I like to play matches, and I like everything to be a certain amount of challenge with a certain amount of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like steamrolling the crap out of another team. I mean, I do. I like to hit somebody and be like, "Ha, you're dead."
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I get more satisfied out of a good challenge.
Yeah.
I like to win and know that it took everything I played to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's only fun when you get to global somebody because globaling is possible. Like because we've been globaled so many times as we're trying to move our way up in
Right.
the PvP.
Right.
It's satisfying for us to do it now because it's like payback. But I agree as well. We don't need to. I want globaling to be out. Like
Which they're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
with the whole item squish, the way they're or the stat squish, they're doing healing. Just everything they're doing in the next expansion is designed to be more of a challenge for PvP, which I'm excited for. I'm excited for the way PvP is going, and I just think they need to. I know they're working on a lot of world PvP. I don't know much about it. World PvP kind of died, so not a lot of people do it. I want to do it like the old days of what was that place?
South Shore.
South Shore. Yeah, oh my God, the good times at South Shore was
Being Alliance on a PvP horde dominant server.
just getting smashed. But it was fun though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you get somebody kill you, you call your buddies come in, and then dude, it would turn into like World War freaking 19.
Dude, I remember the one day you actually called me on the phone, and this was before we used Ventrilo. We always just used in-game texting to each other. He called me, and he said, dude, get to South Shore. This guy is screwing with me. He's like, I'm by the river right now by the Warrior Whirlwind Axe.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
when I was getting that.
And he's like, this guy will not leave me alone. And I think I was like 50, maybe 40. I think I was in my high 40s. And you were what? You're like low 40s, high 30s?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And I'm like, all right. So I go log in, and I'm running to my computer. Girlfriend's like, what are you doing? And I was like, can't talk. World of Warcraft. Nah.
Nerds.
So I go to get on, and there was, what was it, a warlock or something? Just kept fearing you over and over. I don't remember the exact, but basically we took this guy out. We finally got him. We got rid of him, and he completed his quest. And we started running back towards South Shore because I was going to fly away, and there was nothing but red bars all over South Shore. And I'm like, checking my map. Did we go to the right place? Like, what is going on here? And it was just completely taken over by Horde. And it created that urgency, that fear, like, what do I do now? How am I going to get out of here? My Hearth's on cooldown. We got to run to the next town over. Like,
I think that was... oh, no, it might have been right after I got my mount. Yeah, it had to have been.
yeah, because we were mounting around.
Yeah.
We're mounting around.
That was... You couldn't just be like, okay, boom, fly away.
Yeah.
And then if they were level 60 and they had
They
their
could
epic
chase you down.
They could chase you down. That
Yeah.
was so much fun, dude. You're like, Mom,
Yeah,
running away.
it was irritating, yes, but it created an immersion in the game because you didn't have to just be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a Hot Pocket or I'm gonna go make a Totino's.
Yeah, let me just sit above range, and nobody could do anything
And
about
I
it.
mean, even in like, we're getting way off topic, but even in like Burning Crusade, when you would fly around and mages could shoot you off your mount if they did enough damage, that was fun because it made you aware of your surroundings and it made you care about where you were in the
Paladins
game.
could do it too, you pally bombing mother Fritos. I swear, man, you go flying around and then all of a sudden, oh, what the heck, I'm falling, and then you see this big old bubble flying down to the ground, and here you go, hit the ground, and they sit there and laugh at you. Jerks.
Knock you out of the ground and pally bomb down. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I mean, it was cool because it created aerial combat, which, I mean, it wasn't really full on combat. It was whoever hit who first. But I mean, it made you aware of what was going on. If you were gonna go AFK, you didn't just pick any random spot up in the air. You went and hid somewhere, or you waited to go AFK until you were safe.
I remember hiding on the rocks that were floating around in the Grand, and I remember flying way up and like, all right, I'm good here.
Yeah, I remember flying
eat
into
now.
the spikes in Blade's Edge Mountain.
Yeah.
I would fly into those and like hide somewhere inside there, and I would make my character sit down and like make him as small as possible, so that hopefully someone didn't see the colors of my character and
Right.
fly in there and smash me.
Get you because you looked like a friggin' Skittle threw up on you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
transmog, thank
I
God.
love Burning Crusade.
But yeah,
Psych.
what's that place called? Ashes of Iran or something is the new world PvP.
I sounds Ashran. I think it's
Ashran?
Ashran sounds. I
Yeah,
think
Ashran, Ashes of Iran. We were close. We're getting there.
something Aran. Yeah, I don't. Apparently, they're working on it, and I could see that's where like a lot of the development's going as far as PvP. Because I'm pretty sure they want to bring world PvP back, and I think that what's it, Hold and or that little island that's there. What's that?
Tolbarad?
Tolbarad, that one, and Wintergrasp to fight to be able to go in and raid was a cool thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it brought a different kind of player to it that didn't really care what they were doing or didn't know what they were doing, and it wasn't really world PvP. It was just like a really disorganized battleground,
Yeah.
and it
That's actually another interesting concept. Making Tolbarad and
Wintergrasp.
yes, Wintergrasp, turning those into like a queuable battleground.
That would be cool.
I think I read that somewhere that that was somebody else's question. I think I'm just regurgitating that. Yes, Ashran Island.
I think I know which, because I'm pretty sure I read this. I think it was something like on the Instance or the Instance podcast or the WoW Insight. I think somebody had asked that question, and I think there was a reply to it saying, "Well, why? What for?" It's already kind of it's Instance in a way that you have to be queued to get into it anyways, but it's only timed because it's tied to a raid. So I don't think they're planning. I mean, it would be a cool deal. 'Cause, I mean, a big giant battleground like Altric Valley, something where big size. But I don't know.
So it looks like Ashran for Warlords of Draenor or WAD is going to have build and command siege vehicles, reduce enemy base to rubble, and it's a persistent battle.
See, I'm not a big fan of the vehicles and buildings and siege weapons. Like, I don't think PvP shouldn't be about me getting in a tank and then this dude that I'm hitting or blowing up, with cannon has to kill my tank and then kill me. Or I gotta destroy. I'm not a big fan of those, but I actually blacklist those battlegrounds.
Yeah, if it has a
Strand of the
siege
Ancients.
vehicle, I've blacklisted it.
I think that's an aspect of PvP that I don't like. I think that's probably more for the people that like to PvE
Yeah.
And then just a little PvP on the side.
I PvE all the damn time, and I find it irritating to get in a siege vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Even Old War, like the first fight in Old War, it was entertaining and it was cool because it was new. But I want to use my character to kill things. I don't want to drive a tank.
It's player versus player, not player versus tank or siege vehicle. I want to fight this dude. I don't want the mechanic of a tank getting involved or a building. I keep it simple.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Like and a lot of people, okay, yeah, well, team deathmatch, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. Capture the flag, that's simple. I mean, take a chapter out of the FPSs, your shooter games. They add in like node capture points. There's capture the flag. There's there's a I have an incoming call. They have like Battlefield has this game mode called Rush, and I think it's cool where you one team has to advance to a certain point, take over that point, and then once they do, the defending team has to fall back and defend the next point. And if the attacking team makes it so far, they win. If they don't make it so far and they end up getting killed and they lose what they call tickets, then they lose the game. And it's kind of like the Strand of the Ancients, where you got to make it to the portal. If you don't make it to the portal, I think do a style like that, but no siege vehicles, and I'd play that. Keeping it simple. That's all I want in PvP.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing that bringing to our community, that World of Warcraft needs to bring to our community is simplicity. It all comes down to, in PvP, my character wants to kill that character. Horde wants to kill Alliance. Orc versus Human. They want to bring that down to the basics. PvE, my small character wants to defeat this powerful character. We don't need all these like extravagant things to do it. It's just, I mean, I understand the whole like they want to make it interesting and intricate and involved, but adding a vehicle, it just takes away from... I leveled my character for 90 levels to sit inside a tank. I'm equipped with all of this gear to sit inside a tank.
Yeah, and the guy outside of the tank can destroy the tank with his sword.
Yeah. It just makes it more... That's why, like, the carrying bombs thing.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, to where if we have a cannon that we push, that like we throw a rope over our shoulder, and we drag this cannon up to the front to the point where we're in range, and then we click the cannon, and when someone comes up to the cannon, we then kill them and keep them away from taking away our cannon.
Yeah,
we don't need to be in a vehicle driving it. Just
they should be able to kill you and not have to kill the cannon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, just
we should do this for... No, we shouldn't.
No, I don't want to do this for a living.
No, yeah.
The reason I enjoy this so much is because it's something I don't do all the time.
I'm just a thought generator, man. I can't put it to paper. There's no way. And I get fired day one. Wait a minute,
secretary.
so you don't know what you're doing? No, man. I just come up with the idea.
All right. Well, all right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show here. And this from the Jaws team here, just another WoW show. We'd like to say thank you for joining us, and see you next week.
Yeah, email us, justanotherwowshow@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube channel, Just Another WoW Show, no spaces. Also, again this week, no Twitch. Next week we should. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. Check us out there at its_Jaws. It's at twitch.tv. Subscribe, and see you guys next week. Later.